Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
A little hissy fit?
Do you want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, let's have therapy
while cameras
session.
are on.
Well, people, I'll tell you what happened, right?
Okay.
Is that I didn't need to put a pair of headphones on, and Trish had the headphones, which is fine. Like, I was happy if Trish had the headphones. I didn't need them. I'm trying to explain to people I don't need headphones. And Cooper had this outburst swearing, saying, you have to stick the headphones on because you're the effing one that's always breathing into the microphone. Sorry.
Which is true.
Oh, now
because
coughing
you
into
are
the
the one.
microphone.
You do always heavy breathe in the microphone when you don't have your headphones on. But sometimes it pulls you up awareness-wise. And when you say hissy fit, I thought it was in jest. It was when I get fake angry as a laugh for
Cooper,
comedic purposes.
that's a very fine line
I
with
don't
you,
think
mate.
so. I don't think so. I think you're going backwards because you saw the look on my face, which I very, very, very rarely ever give anyone, let alone you.
Yeah,
and I think
I
you
know.
realise you take it a step too far.
I didn't I was just laughing at you reacting to me being a jester.
I don't think you were jesting.
I don't think you was jesting either. I
the
thought you had
outburst-
attitude and it was inappropriate.
And I started by saying I was sitting in this room and I said I could feel the tension straight away in this room, right?
And it wasn't me. Just clarify
No,
that.
it wasn't Trish.
Thank you.
It was coming from you
Jack,
over there.
are you going to chime in and help me or no?
I kind of like the Cooper bashing. It's kind of
You're a dog.
it's kind of fun to watch.
You're an absolute dog. Those watching on YouTube, Jack is off camera again today because he doesn't want to be in the firing line, and he's left me in Area 51 at the moment, where everyone's just having target practice on me. So, thanks.
what was
Call
me?
in the
Well, listen,
choppers.
treat people a little bit of respect, and you'll get it back. Okay, you get a real fair. We allow you a lot of scope, son.
Yeah.
A lot of
Right,
rope.
a lot of
Cooper,
scope.
you've
a lot of-
Don't give me too
needed-
much rope because you never know what I'll do with
You've
it.
always needed very defined boundaries as a child, even by your own admission.
Yeah, right.
So, how do people subscribe to the podcast?
So shall we get into it firstly, Cobber? Well, firstly, our equipment's about to be headed on the way to Vegas today. We're heading out.
Yeah.
Today.
Which is unreal, which is fun to do. So we're just quickly cutting this episode up for ourselves, so then we can have it put out for you guys in the morning. So we got to get on our way.
Well, you guys are on
to
your way.
Vegas.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are leaving today.
I'm on my way.
I leave another
Few days.
another 4 days.
So you're going to be on your own at home, alone.
Yeah,
What are
which
you
is
gonna,
exciting.
Matt
what are
and
you
the
going
cat.
to do? Matt and the cat in the hat.
Yeah,
Cat in the hat.
The cat and Matt. Matt and the cat.
Not really.
What I get up to is none of your guys' business. Okay.
What do
It's
you
just
do on your
tidy
own?
the house.
Because I know what you do when I'm here and everybody else is gone. So do you go
What
to...
does he do?
Give us some insights.
Well, you get really blind on the couch.
That is not true.
No, he does that while we're here too.
No, but it goes to the next level.
To the-
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Good work stopping yourself then.
Yeah, I know.
Because it went through my head too.
Yeah, very clever marketing, isn't it? Really.
Oh, God. But, I mean, I can only imagine, like, when I'm not here, what else? What do you hide from me?
Guys, I've been playing it nice and straight. Got a biggie coming up. Got a big week in Vegas coming up. We're going to have lots of great interviews. Fletch and Hindy, Martin Fire, Sammy Burgess, some surprise interviews maybe. Now, letting people know, people have got in touch with me and said, right, my Fox Sports show, we're going to do 3 nights in a row. We're doing Wednesday the 26th. That'll be at 8 p.m. Thursday the 27th. That'll be at 4 p.m. in the afternoon because later on that night is the fan night in Fremont Street. And then the 28th, the Friday, is at 8 p.m., back to 8 p.m. there. It's all going to be at Fremont Street. So the old Vegas, very contained. It's going to be a lot of fun. How do you get tickets? You don't get tickets. Just turn up, people. Just turn up there.
Best in, best dress.
That's
Best in, best
dangerous.
dress, but it's going to be pretty packed there.
Best
Yeah.
in, best dress.
First in, best dress, Trish. Come
Oh,
on.
you know,
Best in, best dress.
Yes.
dress well. Dress well.
Now, how do people subscribe to the podcast?
Well, Cobber, they go into their podcast app. They go on the show. They click into the show, which is backstage
yeah.
here, and then you press that follow button and that bell if you can, and that's how you get
Oh, the
notified.
bell.
Well, that's...
I didn't know about the bell. What's the bell?
You touch the bell. The bell is what notifies you when a new episode comes out.
That's why I never get notifications. I didn't know that.
Oh, Trish, no need to get too crazy there,
No,
Trish.
no, I
Trish.
wondered that. I know I subscribe, but it doesn't come up automatically.
well,
Good to know.
If you press the bell, we've got plenty of bonus episodes next week popping up
Yeah.
with Fletch and Hindy and whatnot of what's
Do
going
we have
on.
to hook them again? Do we have to tease it again?
Can't tease enough.
Can we tease more?
We're turning into like some sort of walking advertisement.
Complete
I can
prick.
see Dad's getting testy again because you've been tired and shit all day.
I
You've
know,
been-
he looks tired.
Yeah.
I don't
Look like
think. I don't think he looks tired. I think he looks refreshed.
Do
Look like you got bags
he
under your
looks
eyes.
tired.
You know what happened, though? Like
Right.
the reason why I'm tired, it's got nothing to do with my with alcohol or anything like that. It was the very fact of how much I love animals.
That's a first.
Yes.
Well, our neighbours from just down the road sent a text message out last night at 3:30 a.m. and said that their beautiful dog.
Yeah, the one that you're always. I was half wondering.
Oh, yeah,
whether
I know,
Cooper
I know.
had gone and kidnapped
I always
him.
go up because it sits on.
She's beautiful.
What's that action
I
you're
always
doing?
sit. It always
pats
it
it.
comes up and it jumps over the fence and it looks at me and barks. And I always go up and I just go and pat it on the head,
Yeah.
like this. And I'm like, "Hello, how are you?" It's a.
It's an Italian something.
yeah,
It's a
it's a-
Marin.
let's-
Marima.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful dog.
It's a beautiful
dog.
And
And
when
I'm
they
always
put it out,
patting
they
it.
said that their dog has gone missing.
Yeah.
Possibly even stolen.
Yeah.
Now, given the nature of the dog and how beautiful it is, I actually went, I think it was
Cooper.
the second. And I thought it had probably been stolen. So I'm laying there and I thought, no, I just can't handle it. Because it was a great friend of Charlie's as well.
Yeah.
They were great friends. So I went and jumped
Our
in the
beautiful
car
Charlie.
and just drove the streets for almost 2 hours because I knew because I had a podcast listening. Literally, I had all these theories about who I was suspecting people could have stolen it. I don't know whether it was the early morning paranoia or something, but I was being a real sleuth. I was going, right, I know this person's there. Are they ruthless enough? Yeah, I reckon they could. So I literally was doing loops around this person's house.
You have
looking out.
gone. You and your. As you get older, bro, you are getting so paranoid. Like you always just jump to these crazy conclusions.
He does jump to conclusions.
Like if the moon.
Unfounded.
If
yeah.
the moon disappeared tomorrow, Daddy go. I tell you what. Like.
I know who took
I
that.
tell you who knows. Marty O'Brien next door. I tell you what, he fucking stole it.
Well, I'll tell you something. If you had something close to you that disappeared, would you rather me be a little bit nonchalant, or would you want me a little bit paranoid and pulling everything apart, going, I reckon this could be this, and this person led to that? You think it's crazy? This person lives a fair way away. I drove 10 minutes to their house and just kept doing loops around their block. I was certain that they'd stolen the dog.
Well, let me tell you something. I'd love for you to get to the bottom of all my missing T-shirts and hats that end up in your room.
That's right.
I would love for you to end up with that.
And on my back.
Yeah.
And if you tidied your room, maybe things wouldn't go missing, Cooper.
Anyway, people, we arrived back. Anyway, the dog was down the side of the house.
Yeah, she just
After all that.
Yeah, I know.
You're a hero.
You
Mate,
do love animals.
You're a
Matt.
hero,
You really
brother.
do.
You're actually a hero.
Things I do for this neighbourhood,
right.
honestly, and I just sometimes get the feeling that I'm not appreciated like the way I should.
On the
I mean,
street.
how would you give us your feedback? Would you like me living in your neighbourhood? Things I could do for you.
See, this is the thing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
do.
Trish, you'd hope so, Trish.
Yeah,
You're
well, I would
married
if I
to it.
didn't. Well, yeah, I know. Like, I wonder if would I want to be living in his neighbourhood if I
he's-
wasn't married to him? Yeah, nah.
Well, if you were divorced, you wouldn't because, like, that'd be awkward, right?
Well, there are
Well,
people
I tell
who
you, it's
live next
awkward.
door
We've
to
got an
each other.
announcement for
Divorced.
you. So, now listen.
You know what? Just quietly before you said that, if you guys chose to get a divorce, wouldn't bother me. Wouldn't bother me a lick.
Wouldn't it?
Well, that's
Jack, would it bother
that's
you?
comforting.
I was actually thinking the same thing the other day. You know what? It wouldn't bother me a lick.
I
either.
think I'm just old enough
Really?
now where I just wouldn't give it. Like, I just
okay,
wouldn't care.
okay, it's time, Matt.
Is there an age where the divorce is like it's null and void? Is there like a certain?
But for if you're
No,
a kid,
you can divorce at any age. I've heard of people in their
No,
80s.
I'm talking about the kids, Trish.
yeah, like where it doesn't affect the kids. I wouldn't like. I would say anything under 21, the kids probably still get affected by it. Like if you're a 26-year-old and you're crying because your parents got a divorce, grow up. In
Well,
my opinion, like
Well,
grow up.
It's easy for you. I'd reckon that it would impact you blokes pretty heavily.
I just said it wouldn't. I literally just
Yeah,
said.
well, I know you more than you know yourself. So you're living through the lens of a fantasy that, you know, like the
Rainbow Land.
yeah, it's pretty rainbow. That's
I-
right.
Like in I seriously think the only people that cry when their parents get divorced post 25 are people that still kiss their parents on the lips. That's my theory.
How many of those do you know?
I know a few of them. I know a few of them. A couple of my ex-teammates I once saw them kiss their parents on the lips.
I played,
and I was like rattled. I was so rattled.
Can I have one guess?
Nah, you don't get any yeses
I
because
played
I'm
with-
afraid you might get it.
Yeah, but no, you're through the lens of being a hypothetical, which is not real. Like unless you live it and go through it, you don't know.
But yeah, but that's,
I've had mates whose parents have divorced and here they've been in their 30s and it impacted them quite heavily.
Oh, it'll impact.
Because
Really?
you'd be thinking, oh, how's mum? What's she going through?
Oh, he wouldn't give 5 shits.
about
You.
yeah. I mean, what,
Matt, Cooper is the most selfish person. He would not care.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably true.
but
actually.
It's
also-
actually
That's the
true.
first thing
Jack
I'd
would
probably-
care sometimes.
I would care, but Trish, you could also you're one. You can hold your own.
yeah, Trish is quite independent. Like,
yeah, I'm no victim.
she's been. Okay, sure. Special victims unit.
Yeah.
Special dictums unit. But Trish, this week you've been
Special
like,
Lictums unit.
okay, how many more words can we say? How many?
He just likes rhyming
Like,
words.
are you just trying to top me now because I told you to wear your headphones?
Yeah.
All right, you know what? While we're on this little freaky little vibe, can I quickly bring... Dad's come up with a nice little intro question today. Can we do it? What it is? If you were a spirit animal, what would you be?
Well, the Robbie Williams one's on Foxtel at the moment, so I just sat and watched it again for the third time. Better Man. Of course, his spirit animals, the animal's a chimpanzee. So I thought, given the animal theme and the fact that I've been sleep deprived, looking for a neighbour's animal, a dog, even know that halfway through my search that they'd found the dog but didn't alert me, and I was still driving around the neighbourhood.
They didn't know you were searching.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just put myself out there. Who would your spirit animal be? So, listen, I can't even talk.
You're going to be a dog.
You're a freaky man.
You're a dog.
I've written
I
it.
think
I'm
so.
a
Oh,
dog.
are we doing Dad?
Yeah.
And yet you're a bit of a cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, Trish.
Pussy.
I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dirty old dog.
You
Yeah.
are. Is there a type of dog you are? You sort of give, like, for me, golden retriever. The vibe of golden retriever.
No, he's not. He's not.
And you're always like looking for attention. Oh, Cooper, come for a swim with me. Oh, Cooper, can you massage my back?
Wow.
Oh no, it's not. I'd say to Trish, all the time, listen to this from Mean Spirited. I get a really itchy back this
Yeah.
time of the year.
I'm not your personal slave,
it's
mate.
the changing. It's the wind. And by the way, isn't it amazing how quickly the weather changed?
Yeah.
I woke up Sunday. I could feel
Autumn. I love it.
You could feel the licks of winter in the air.
Love.
But this time of the year, my back gets really dry. And
Mate, all
say,
time of the year, mate.
And I say to Trish, "Can you scratch it?" She goes, "No, I'm not scratching your back." And at the moment, I've got a
That's
bad
because he's
shoulder.
got tinea versicolor.
I can't.
Oh, geez.
And he won't
Actually,
treat it.
I can't put my arm around and scratch my own back. So I am, at the moment, I take my shirt off and actually have to rub it against
does look
the
like
brick
a dog.
wall.
What?
Yeah.
That is the
does.
most. So you ask your own wife to scratch my back, and
Yeah.
when she doesn't, you rub up against a brick wall.
In the middle of the night, I get up, take the shirt off, and have to rub up against the wall.
need
The brick feature wall.
Bro, you got to get that fixed.
You need to
man.
treat
Yeah,
that.
he's got to treat it. I've told him.
Yeah, I had an ex-teammate that had it, and it was horrendous.
It
It just
just
spread
does
across
my-
the whole body.
Well, the versicolor thing.
That's
Yeah,
what you
it
do,
does
bro.
my
It
headache.
spreads and they talk and then it
It's a
rapidly
fungi
pushes.
bread.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait till it gets
So-
to the nether regions.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not quite impact you too much.
Trish, what's your animal, Trish?
I think I'm a lion.
Why?
Oh, so you know what's funny?
Why?
When you had Spirit Angel, I was going to say lion because I've always affiliated myself with the lion, being a Leo.
Yeah,
but I thought, you know,
well,
what?
guess what? I'm a Leo too,
Yeah.
Matt.
I was going to I'm not going to say lion because
And
it
I
sounds
was
like
born
a flog.
before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone goes, "Oh, I'm a lion."
Yeah, because lion's the king of the jungle. Who would call themselves king of the jungle? And that's one thing. You
Moi.
never appoint a king who wants to be the king. You always appoint the person who's a leader naturally doesn't want to be the king. So
Well,
therefore
I
you're
am a
not the
natural
lion.
So
leader.
that
It just
Ancestry.com.
happens. I don't need it to be.
Oprah Winfrey a few years ago, she goes, "I've done my ancestry, letting you know that I'm a descendant from a Zulu princess." And you go, "Of course you are."
Yeah.
Everyone's no one's descended from, I don't know, like a, second-hand car salesman. Everyone is descended from some sort of
They say half of Asia's descendant of
Genghis Khan. Yeah.
Genghis?
Genghis or
Genghis.
Genghis?
You always say
Genghis.
this.
It's
You always
Genghis.
say Genghis.
It's with a G, but it's Genghis.
Well, are you sure it was Genghis Khan or was it Attila the Hun?
No, it's Genghis Khan. Attila the Hun was more Central Europe.
And he didn't get around. He was one dog,
Oh,
one
no,
bone.
he sort of did a little bit. The
He did.
ground, hence the Hung, as in Hungary.
Oh,
So there you
is
go.
that why?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Again, Trish, told you, should have
Private
sent
school.
one of those decent
We
schools.
could have saved a bomb.
So what are you, sorry, Trish, you were getting a bong.
Yeah, and now a lion. Well, definitely a feline.
Oh,
feline.
A feline.
Here you
Okay.
go.
A feline.
Jack, did you have one for yourself? Or
I
was-
had a turtle, Coop.
A turtle.
Oh,
Yeah, because
soft underbelly.
A soft underbelly, but a hard shell.
Correct.
Oh.
You are
and
a
he
hard shell.
and he rarely comes out of it. The hermit rarely comes out of his
So
room.
I thought more of a stallion for you, Jack. You're like really proud and
Can't believe my
stand
wife said
well.
that to my son.
I
No,
know.
he does. Like it's just the way he holds
Yeah,
himself.
that's right, Jack.
I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe you said that. You're
No,
crazy.
You know who
man.
Jack is? Jack's a lion. I had Jack down as a lion.
Did you?
Yep. I had Jack as the lion. I got you as a cat because you are
Oh.
mysterious and aloof.
He's a loose, that's for sure.
Did you have one for me as well?
I did. I know it's not actually an animal, but I've seen your gargoyle impersonation, and that's just what I see when I look at
you
an
are
animal.
a bit of a
for you.
goblin, eh? You,
A goblin and a gargoyle are two different things. So
yeah, but
True.
you'd be like a mythical creature.
Yeah. Yes. I
You'd
think
be
he's
like
a mythic-
something that wasn't born. It grew.
Yeah, or popped out of your belly, which you did.
Or out of your ass. It's called a hemorrhoid.
Which you did. Oh.
oh, everyone, pour shit on me today. Then
What do you think of you would be?
I actually threw everyone's personality traits into ChatGPT, and it spat back everyone's animals.
Oh, this would
Oh,
be
well,
good.
okay. What about you? What did you pick
It
for
had
yourself?
me as a fox. It said fast, cunning, and cute as fuck. That's what ChatGPT said.
Wow, I didn't know ChatGPT swore.
Swear, it's a
Well, it
nau-
said cute AF, and then that's the
Oh.
abbreviation for it.
it's a naughty boy.
Jack, I had a lot of your recent spat. I put like temperamental and those sorts of things in it. It came back with a honey badger. It said
Oh.
horrible temper and will take off on anybody at the right time. Like because if they're so angry, they will.
Wow. What did you actually enter in?
I
as
just
the
said,
qualities?
what would my brother's spirit animal be for somebody who's walked out on multiple family meetings and podcasts and refuses to take on board any advice? And then it come back with honey badger.
Okay,
Hey,
hold
what
on.
did he
What did you put in for yourself
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
I put good-looking person who's willing to undercut anyone in his family. No, Dad, for you, it had.
Oh, hang on. He's still
What did you type in
himself.
for me? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
I think it'll be quite obvious when I say it.
Oh, yeah.
Won't be
It came
good.
back as you as an owl.
Oh,
It says
what?
it says he loses his feathers over time, but the more feathers he loses, the more wisdom he gains.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's kind
Obviously-
of a backhander. Nice.
Referring to his hair, obviously.
Yeah, we got that.
And Trish, for
Hey,
you,
it's
it had a
hanging in there.
pigeon. It said loves to fly and travel, which she does. She's a constant jet setter.
She doesn't like to go away, but she's just got it. It's a duty.
Yeah,
Hang on.
and loves to move as part of a flock, which you do.
I do. I love moving with the peeps.
What
yeah.
about Trish, like, on that, getting away? Like, for the last month, I'm not going to Vegas. Oh, it's okay. See, I don't need to go to Vegas. No, you're probably right. Like, guys, I'm not going to go to Vegas. It's cool. I don't need to go to Vegas. Sure? Guys, I'm just letting you know I'm not going to Vegas. Nah, I don't need to go to Vegas.
Vegas,
Sure.
probably
And I was
time.
waiting for it. And he
Jesus.
goes, oh, you wouldn't believe it. I found some cheap airfares. So let me tell you, suddenly she's going to Vegas. She needs to go to Vegas.
Well,
She
to
does.
be honest, I don't really want to go. The thought of being at home on my own without you people was pretty
Grim.
enticing.
Yeah,
oh,
sure.
no, enticing.
Yeah.
But I have things to do. And Matt, you're a little...
You should have maybe
you know
sacrificed
what?
for yourself.
Matt, you're kind of like a bit of a little bitch.
Oh,
Like,
This is
because
the-
when
this-
I said, "I'll go," he went, "Oh, I'm glad you're coming." He said, "Like, you're the North Star. We need you there to help with it."
you're so.
Yeah,
did you call
he
her?
did say that.
You're
did you?
such
you're
a
a
Did
poet,
you
bruh.
say that or not?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
I might have been intoxicated.
No, you
Banjo
weren't.
Patterson? Why are you calling your wife the North
Henry
Star?
Lawson, thank you very much.
Who's Henry Lawson?
Hold on.
Oh, again.
are you kidding?
Ring the school now and ask for a
Are you
refund.
kidding me?
Who's Henry Lawson?
He's every bit as famous a poet, Australian bush
Banjo.
poet, as Benjo Patterson.
Okay, so why'd you pick me up on saying Banjo Patterson? What's wrong with
And
that?
I said, oh, Henry Lawson. I just, when someone's
Well, so
will
you
say
just-
something, yeah. And I just threw it out. The fact that you've eliminated everything in the argument by saying, who's Henry Lawson?
Well,
It starts with where's Attila the Hun from? Hungary. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
Henry Lawson.
Mate, you wait until these mics get turned off today. I'm so angry. I'm fuming.
You know, he's mathematical, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm not one
Not
of
a
those.
historian.
Yeah, I'm not a historian.
Sure.
Sure.
Something strange happened to me. Yeah, sorry, Trish, go on.
Well, back to me. So I went to my first, I'm going to call it a B&S, like country B&S on the weekend.
Sure.
Travelled out to Orange. I mean, it was actually an engagement party for beautiful Holly and Sam, which was so
Baby,
fun.
be fair to tell people who's Holly and Sam are.
Yeah, yeah. Like everybody in the potty
Yeah.
knows.
No,
who
don't
Holly
worry.
and
No,
Sam
Great to see Steve and Doris yesterday. Great
No,
people.
seriously.
Yeah. Shame
And
about Doris, though.
Yeah,
Lots
she's not
of
well.
lots of
She'll
the
be
young
okay.
ones coming up and going, "Oh, I'm asking about the podcast." So yeah,
good.
they know who it is.
Okay,
And so
Is that Mick and Sheila and
oh,
those guys?
shut up. And like beautiful drive to Orange. What a beautiful place.
Yeah,
and a
Orange is
beautiful
nice.
drive. It's so cool.
Is that what the gold mine is, or is that
Bathurst,
Bathurst?
en route.
I've never been to Orange this time of year, Trish.
Oh, it's stunning.
I've only ever gone in winter, and it's freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was perfect. It was crisp because we did have to change anyway. It's like 6 degrees early Sunday morning. And I camped. So I had my first camping experience, and I'm going to call it my first country B&S.
It doesn't count as a camp, Trish, when you have a van.
A camper van?
A camper van done up the way that Chris's one is the next door, who
Many
you
people-
travelled with.
Yeah.
And
It's luxury, but
yeah, and
it's very
it
cool.
doesn't count as camping.
So
in my
you were
opinion.
basically just you were just in a camper van.
Yeah, I stepped in a camper van.
Yeah, okay. So that's not camping. Like unless you're in a swag.
And I didn't. Oh well,
yeah.
don't worry. I woke up the next morning and under the tree, just by where we were, there was a guy who'd clearly passed out
Meth head.
in the swag.
Put him in
In
there.
the swag.
Henry Lawson.
Yeah. Well, Orange is a fantastic place to live.
Glorious,
In fact,
honestly glorious.
Daniel Mortimer played.
Yeah.
The great
I think all
Mortimer
the
family.
Mort-
Yeah,
Mortimers
Mortimers. They got
are
the
there.
vineyards there.
Yeah.
All the Mortars, I used to play against. Shout out to Charlie Mortimer. He used to play for Kinross down there in Orange when we used to travel down. Jack and I had to play for our rugby union school, St Augustine's. We used to play against
Yeah,
Charlie
that's
Mortimer,
right.
who was I don't know whether it was Daniel's. Well, all related. The Mortimers are
Yeah.
small family.
Yeah.
They keep the
big
bloodline
family.
strong. If
We
you know what I'm saying.
don't say like tight family.
But Ned Brockman also played against Ned at that school as well. He went to school with Charlie
Kinross.
Mortimer. Yeah, Kinross.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like some of the, although when I went down to there's a pub there I went into, some beautiful pubs. I could always pick the wrong pub.
Oh, that's like down the main street there.
That's not to identify which one. But there are lots of good ones. When this one, go into this one. Walked in and unfortunately it was full of meth heads.
Oh, mate, Matt thinks everyone's a meth head at the moment.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Have a look in the mirror, mate.
You kind of do. Anyone's a bit iffy. He goes, yeah, they're on meth.
Yeah, mate,
You and your fungus
They're
at
a
the
bit
moment,
too
Colin.
thin. Yeah,
Yeah,
a bit
imagine-
too thin. Yeah, they're on the meth.
Yeah, Dad come up off the beach the other day, and there was a homeless fella like just sitting down, washing his feet. And Dad walked past, and I heard the homeless fella tap the other homeless fella. He goes, "Look at that guy's skin. Looks like he's been on meth
Oh, boo, Matt.
with the
Yeah,
tinea."
yeah, good.
I actually thought
Cheap
that wasn't
shot.
a bad joke, Cooper. You didn't get the response you were hoping for, did you?
Well, it's hard. Usually, the only guy that laughs is the one I was going at. So I had to kind of give up that order. Hopefully, the people in the car laugh.
Yeah, you're punching into the breeze, brother. Strange thing happened to me today. Went into work at Fox Sports, just bedding down the rundown for Vegas because usually we're not this organised. And I said to Fletch and Hindy, let's meet in there. Let's get ahead of ourselves and get sort of get everything together.
Oh, you've got 3 shows over there too.
Yeah,
so
we've got
that's
3
a lot more
shows,
than
and the
you
thing about it
usually
is
do.
when you're arriving in Vegas too, everyone's going to arrive there in a good mood. Everyone's going to have a big drink, and suddenly you find yourself an hour outside of the show going, well, what are we going to do?
Exactly.
So we sort of laid it down. But when I arrived, I went down to the car park, and oftentimes, like they've got a visitor's car park there, and you've got to move the witch's hat out the way to get into a park. I've walked down, grabbed a witch's hat, and I got little old ladied.
What does that mean?
It's where
Little old lady.
Yeah, little old lady
You got
is
pushed
where.
over?
No,
Someone bullied you?
no,
Oh.
no. I think most right-minded people don't go around bullying little old ladies. But what do people do with little old ladies?
Oh, do you
They
need some help?
Yes. There was a young guy down there and goes, oh, g'day, how you doing? I said, yeah, I'm going good. He said, mate, you need a little bit of help with anything?
Oh, what?
Oh,
Getting into the car park?
No, just getting into getting into the car park itself. And I was just moving. And I went, no, I'm fine. He goes, oh, sure, just let me know. I moved the witch's hat. And as I walk back, I look at my reflection. And number one, I looked tired. And number one, I was limping quite bad. And I went, I've just been a little old ladied.
So
it's
he-
like a turning point in my life.
So he thought you you were old, or he thought you had a problem.
He's thought,
With a
he's
limp?
looked at me and thought, oh, man, he's older
Oh,
bloke.
I
I'm
need
going to
to help
offer
him.
him some, does he need a hand?
Did he not know who you were?
I'm suspecting, well,
Or maybe he did and he just wanted an excuse to have a chat.
he was just walking straight past. He was more than happy if he pulled up to have a chat, but he was, oh, mate, sure? You know, people go, you sure? Yeah, okay, just let us know if you need anything. Kept moving.
You looked a little vulnerable.
And I thought, wow, that's,
Maybe you saw
it
your,
happens. It happens in your life.
Maybe you saw your fungus, Colin.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought you needed
Turn
some.
him down.
No, hey, we don't turn him down on this one.
Yeah.
He has free reign.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I spin something I have?
I can make you look really bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, oh mate, in post. Hey, I had a beer over the weekend with a few of the boys on Friday night, and I went out into Manly, and I'm going to keep this very vague on the location, but one of like my mates was up on a Bucks party from down the coast,
Yep.
and he was up, and they had an Airbnb not far away, and they all went, oh, let's get out of here, we'll go drink at ours. And I went, oh, sweet, I'll come back. There's about 15 of them, and a couple of the boys there go, you know what we should do? We'll bring some people back. Like we'll start like a little mini house party at ours. And I went, sweet. So me and one of the boys went around and we, told some people in just different groups who we sort of had met up throughout the night.
Oh, wow.
If you want to come back, there's a house party, yada yada. Probably invited another 8 people or something. Not too many people.
House party too.
Anyway, I get out on the curb and the guy who had one of like the one of the boys said, "Oh, don't tell him. He's going to go. He's tired. He wants to go home and sleep. So, but he'll crack the shits if he knows people are coming back." So I went, sweet. I didn't say anything. Anyway, we're about to jump in the Uber, and one of the people whose address I'd given it to walked past, and he goes, "I'll see you there, brother." And I was like, "See you there, mate." And the guy goes, "Who are they?" And I went, "Oh, I don't know." And they goes, "Did you invite him back to the house?" And I've gone, "Oh," and the boys were going, "Nah." And I went, nah, I didn't, nah. And he was going, "Well, where are they going?" I went, "I don't know." And then this fella just started flipping his shit. And he goes, if anybody who's not sleeping in our Airbnb shows up, I'm going to ring the cops. I'm going to ring the cops. And we're all like, oh, okay. So we went back there anyway. And he rolled in and took his shirt off. And he was just in there screaming, going, "Everyone, get out. Get out of here." And I was like, what is going on? What have I got myself into? So the guy whose bucks it was like, "Oh, can everyone just get out? Everyone just get out." Anyway, sweet. Got everyone out of there. Everyone like sort of went to bed. As I'm in the Uber coming home, just going, what a weird situation that was. This guy texts me. I texted a few people the address. This guy goes, some guy who dead set looked like, what's the Tiger King?
Oh, yeah.
He's so exotic.
So, to be fair,
Ned Brockman.
I was probably in the wrong because I was pretty blind. I didn't even know this guy that looked like Tiger King. I just thought he looked cool, so I said, "Come back to this house party."
Oh my God.
And he goes, "Hey, Cooper, thanks for the invite. Can I bring back a few of the boys from footy?" Meanwhile, everybody been kicked out. And I just texted back. I went, "Yeah, brother, sweet. Go for it. We're all here." And apparently, Tiger King rocked up and was just knocking on the door for like 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
Woke them all up. But that's what he gets for coming in shirtless like he's the Incredible Sulk and waking everyone up. My bad, though.
I need to know who that is.
Just sparked my memory. When you said about Tiger King, I was just looking on TikTok before. That's what young people do. You introduced me to
Matt, we have to tell everyone, Matt's obsessed with TikTok. I mean, he doesn't have access to his account, but he just goes on through the net.
Yeah, he doesn't have an actual account.
Yeah. What are you looking at these days? Middle-aged women dancing still or what?
No, Warwick Kappa. You said about Tiger King. Warwick Kappa's got fake abs put in.
What?
Yeah, Warwick.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, you could. But yeah, Warwick Kappa.
I need a good
I looked
surgeon.
at Warwick and I went, look at those, and realised that he's like, because nothing's a secret with Warwick. He's going, look at this, Kappa. And he's got the fake abs.
Wow.
Like surgically put in.
Surgically put in.
Does it look good?
No.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel like abs like...
How do you surgically
You can
have
even
them
tell
put in?
when somebody has fake breasts, right?
Yeah, they have them. Well, pecs for boys.
Oh, for blokes. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, no, I meant girls. Like,
no,
of course you can.
I can always pick a fake set of breasts. So what I'm saying is, it must be easy to pick fake abs, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Can you pick fake pecs?
I don't really know.
Yeah, some blokes do.
Oh, no, they do.
Butt lifts, fake calves men get.
Mate, apparently calf implants. Yeah.
Really?
I didn't realise that.
Mate,
That is the height of vanity.
Well, you're watching Entourage again, Cooper, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that is fun.
There's an episode dedicated to Johnny Drama trying to get calf implants.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah. He tries really hard.
It's quite frowned upon, though, isn't it? If
Yeah,
you're a
for
man,
guys.
you're not.
For a man, well, men are just more around the fact of we just accept our bodies for what they are. If you try to get pec implants or leg implants, like we'd pretty well publicly shame each other. You don't see women publicly shame each other for getting fake breasts, right? They just clap them on. They're like, get on,
Do you know, I have to say, Cooper, I'm a bit proud of you. I love that you
Identify
did the
fake
Survivor
poop.
challenge.
Again,
For work this week.
Yeah.
Was it Monday?
On Monday, yeah.
And you won.
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
Hang on a sec. Who'd he beat?
Pete.
I think, Pete. It's just
Pete was
like,
holding the weight thing like early on. I'm like, why is he getting to
It's
hold
like
those?
beating a 90-year-old woman in a
'Cause
100-metre sprint.
That was helpful, wasn't it? Although your arms are
it was
up,
helpful
but it was helpful because you can stabilise.
Helpful for balance. Yeah. So basically, the challenge was it's just like a foot on each of these sort of small round circles.
How small? 20 cent piece, bigger?
They probably cover a third of your foot, so you can probably just get your heel on it. So like a lot of the time, your foot's dangling over. It was quite hard because you're not moving, and after a while, you just get pins and needles all in your legs. I was actually wanted to ask you. I think Pete fell off at 3.5 hours.
Oh, did he?
So I was gonna
That's
say-
a great
And then
effort.
I fell off straight after.
We were
him.
listening behind the scenes. They had it going through on the live stream.
Yeah.
It's fair to say he went against a bloke who was known for his intestinal fortitude. Pete was just going, honestly, I contacted the ambulance and said, my finger's getting really cold. And they said, I'll put some gloves on. So, I've got this. And I was going, oh, my God.
He's
If
funny.
Cooper doesn't beat this bloke.
Mate, he had an ambulance, like he had a girl, like an ambo there with him, like the whole time. Basically, she was strapped. she strapped his knee, strapped his elbow,
my God.
and then like was covering his fingers were tied with gloves. And I was just sitting there the whole time. He got 5 coffees in the space of it, and a bacon and egg roll, and was just going. And he just kept asking for more stuff, and they were like, "No."
Was he just bored?
They literally just had to say by the end. They said, "No, you're having too much. Like you're asking too much." And he was like, "Well, we're the ones working." And then they kept asking me every time he'd ask, "Do you want anything?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay." I was just sitting there with my hands in my pockets, and they were just like, "You're so easy. Like this is so like you're such a good bloke. Pete's such a horrible bloke."
I knew you were going to win. I knew you would win.
You know what? So
No, I mean, you Cooper, you had appendicitis for 2 weeks before I took you to the doctor.
Look, I'm a mentally resilient bloke. Jack knows. Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, really resilient.
I actually, but I'm only really good at stuff if I want to win. And last night I was so determined to win. I actually wrote down like,
oh, did you?
Yeah, focuses. I used to do this in footy before a game. No. I'd write down like focuses and shit and my why, and like so I'd be motivated the whole time because I really like. Respectfully to Pete, but I just didn't want him to beat me because I just like
what a victory for you.
You'd
so
never have
annoying.
lived it down.
How long did you just go for, Coop?
3.5 hours.
Do you reckon the producers there thought you were going to go for that long? Because when you said, like, letting people know, Cooper actually suggested, in case he had to go in and fill in on Monday, he actually had me backed up to do it for him to verse Pete.
Yeah.
But
did he?
When Cooper told me this, I was not expecting this to go for any more than an hour, at least.
Imagine having to do it for 3.5 hours.
Oh, that's hard.
I wouldn't have. I would have just gone, "Oh, screw this."
Yeah. Well,
there must
Survivor's
be
a show
honestly,
I'd like to.
There must be soldiers on the front line just wowing at this guts and determination.
yeah. This is what I said. Focuses at 6:30 on the Sunday night. I wrote, "Stay present."
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually embarrassed to read it now.
In the moment.
Focus on balance. Like obviously, what a stupid thing. This is an embarrassing one. Be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable.
I've only
that's a
all
cliche.
these little phrases have come back in now. Honestly,
It helped. And then my why was put Pete in his place.
Not win 10 grand for dear Ben.
Nah, you know what? Ben was
he
a good
a nice
bloke.
guy?
Ben was a good bloke.
I'm
So
so
I ended
pleased.
up was like, oh, I'll lock in for this fella. Because at the start I was like, after a couple of hours, if I'm bored, I'll just jump off.
Yeah.
But Ben was a good bloke and
I'm so pleased. And he appreciated it.
well, I thought he needed the money. And then at the end, he was kind of, I said, what are you going to do? He's like, oh, I'm either going to fly my family to America or have a big boys weekend. So I was like, well, he doesn't really need the
Yeah,
money.
you're not paying it off mortgage.
we
or
did a thing once. We did
expenses.
a nude streaking competition, an indoor cricket centre, out Bankstown Way for the Triple M Grill team. Anyway, this bloke who won it.
Sorry, a what? A nude?
We had a nude streaking competition. Right, and it got really, really strange. An indoor cricket centre.
Joe,
It was like a Red Rover crossover with nude. Anyway, it was Jamie Angel, the producer's ideas, which a lot of them with Jamie basically went to Mahatma Coatley and just went like stunk deluxe. And so the bloke who won it was on air, and the bloke won 10 grand. He goes, good on you, mate. You're the winner of 10 grand. Mate, what are you going to spend it on? He went, hookers and blow, right? And everyone else went, oh, no. And they sort of let it go through the Cooper. And MG goes, sorry, mate, didn't you hear properly? What are you going to spend it on? He went, hookers and blow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. No radio sensibility there.
Talk about nude streaking. One morning, the grill team, when they were upstairs, Kyle and Jackie O, you know how Kyle just tells Pete what to do? Pete will just do it. We're just on air. Next minute, we hear this, and Pete just come running in completely naked.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Probably the smallest dick I've ever seen.
Pete been
That's the
And-
first time I ever heard of who Pete the intern was. That's the
Oh,
first
really?
Oh,
time.
has
Yeah.
he been there that long?
Yeah, he stood there. We had him on air for the whole break. And he was just like shameless. You know, some people would sort of rub the thumb over it or something, or just stand there. He just stood
Or try
there
and cover themselves,
Yeah, he
maybe.
just stood there and like he owned it. He owned the fact that he
good.
had such a tiny penis.
I actually respect that.
I do too.
I love that. I love when the boys like in the locker room back at like the old clubs. Don't want to name and shame anyone who had a tiny one, but when they'd own it, rather than wearing budgie smugglers and stuff in the
Oh,
in the
that doesn't
showers,
fly.
just go, hey, we can all see the outline. Let's just get it out and let's just
Okay.
talk about it.
What about the bloke you get in your team and everyone has a look, right? Well, particularly my day, no one showered in their underpants, so they'd be mocked.
Correct.
And they'd walk in, never have a glance, and one of the boys, you always think the penises look similar, and you always have a look at that one and you go, that is the ugliest thing that I've ever... Some penises, in my opinion, the male genitalia is not what you call a handsome thing.
No.
But there's some... Honestly,
uglier than others.
that make our dicks look like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
They're just some of them are just like, ugh, you just go, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a
Imagine
bloke-
putting that in your mouth.
Oh.
No, because some people do. And I just go, I couldn't do it. No, like, guys.
What?
No, it's true.
What?
I can't.
You
back that
overthought
up.
it, man.
I can't
No,
back
but
that
I
up.
just kind of think that. I think, imagine being married to that person.
I'll give you some backup. Yeah, there are ones like that. All right,
Thanks,
there are
Jack.
ones
Is there-
like that. Well done.
All right, Jack. Thanks for backing yourself up.
No,
there.
but you know what I mean is, and I'm not saying from a personal point of view. I'm saying that guy is married to somebody, and you're going that
Well, he might not
his
be.
wife when they went home the first night, when she looked at him for the first time in the nude, did she go, "Oh no," or is it just beauty
We
in the
don't
eye of the
actually.
beholder?
We don't really look at it, Dom.
Oh, you speak for all women.
Sure.
Oh, you guys are animals. You just happen to
Okay,
put anything in your
I'm
mouth.
just going to speak about my
You
friends
guys
and
are bloody
I.
animals. I thought, oh god. Hey, Jack, can I quickly ask you, because you went out to watch the Indigenous All Stars and the Māori All Stars on Saturday night. Watch a few of the boys play. Because I watched it on TV. It was an outstanding game. What was the atmosphere out there live?
Yeah,
Jack
very,
Simmons on the
very
sideline.
good. I think nearly 22,000 there on the weekend.
Oh,
It
is
was
it Parramatta?
on Friday night.
Combank.
Saturday night.
I
Sorry,
love that stadium.
Combank out there. Yeah, very good, very
It's a
good.
great
And
stadium.
yeah, it was just packed to the rafters. I went out there with a couple of Knights boys, and we sat in the stands. I went there with Will Price and Matty Croker.
Oh, yes.
Went there.
Great friends of
we
the
had plenty
podcast.
of boys playing. Kalen played, Connor played.
Oh, nice.
And then
Dylan?
obviously Dylan played, my old roommate, as everyone would have heard on the podcast a couple of years ago. And then there's just a lot of boys we know there. I was chatting to Shaq Mitchell after the game and a few lads. But like, it's incredible, the rituals and
The Indigenous war dance.
there was the Indigenous
And then
war
the-
dance, but then both cultures did it. It was
Yeah.
they led off with the Maori boys. It was
The
incredible.
haka, yes.
Yeah, it
It
was-
was the traditional,
It
yes.
was super intimidating. Like it's obviously a sign of respect, but it's incredibly
My
intimidating.
favourite thing is like when you see the boys who, who are very connected to the culture, but like they aren't very good at the haka.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I used to love watching
Lot of
Jerome
pressure.
Hughes. He'd always just like in the games he'd be doing the haka.
He'd have
but,
the
like,
face, though.
But everyone would be like he was facing whenever he'd face off. I think Harry or something like made eyes with him one time,
teammates,
and
yeah.
you know that like he's not really like about like he's not like great at it, so he's not real. Some boys are like intimidating when they do it,
Yep.
and there are some boys who aren't. Kalen's like that. When you see Kalen doing that,
Yeah. He does.
See, this is something that me and Croaks looked at very early on. Kalen and Gags especially. I don't know if you watched it, Coop. Kalen and Gags were right.
were they into
They
it?
were into it.
Well,
And-
I can
and
see
they
Gags.
They
Yeah.
weren't showing their jovial personalities. They were locked in.
That's cool.
Really?
I like
And they
that.
won.
They did, and maybe that's why, because the focus. They probably wrote their focuses and their wires down before the game.
That's it.
Yeah, the only difference they were against fellow Warriors as opposed against a guy called Intern Pete.
But Pete's got.
We love Pete.
Oh, he's got a massive pain threshold. We know that as opposed to a small penis, which you also learned here.
You know, shout out to, I've heard good things in the off-season, to Brent Naden. All right, friend of mine, I've played a lot of footy with NATO when I was up and coming. Had an outstanding game on the weekend for the Indigenous All-Stars.
Yeah, the big moment. He had the try-saving tackle, which
on Moeni Hiroti.
Yes, that's
There-
right.
there was a lot
he's
of
not
talks
slow.
about it.
He's not slow either, Moeni.
There's been a lot of talk about that. I read a couple of reports about off-season training, and they'll say, that he's been really, really good. Talented bloke too. You know,
Yeah.
I like him as a
great
too.
fella.
I like too, mate. I tell you, he's a good player. Gets constantly underestimated. And I spoke to him once. I reached out and said, mate, I'll reach out. Sometimes I get moments. There's a fire that exists in me. And I rang Shaq Mitchell. I spoke to Shaq Mitchell.
Hey, how good is he looking?
And I said to Shaq, I just a couple of years ago, I said, mate, listen, I'm just want to say something. I said, I've seen a lot of big blokes play. I've rarely seen bloke with such good footwork and good skill. And he went, oh, thanks, mate. I said, yeah, just you got my support. And he went, good on you. Thanks, mate.
He said, "Who's this?" No, but he looks good at the moment. Like he looks fit. Like Shaq. I played against Shaq before in Cup.
Who is it?
That's
Who do you
Latrell's
play for?
brother. So he plays for South.
okay.
See, this is
okay.
interesting. I'd love to ask Latrell's dad and Shaq's dad, Matty, did he name them after Shaquille O'Neal?
We've had this discussion
and
before,
Lat-
and people came through and
Yeah.
said no.
Latrell Sprewell.
and
I mean, did they know?
Latrell Sprewell. He must have. He must have.
What are the chances that?
Because you wouldn't like if you had a kid called Shaquille and they said, "Did you name him after Shaquille O'Neal?" You'd almost feel like you'd have to.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, if Matty
No, I just
Mitchell's
like
there,
that
can
name.
reach out and say, "Are the boys named after Latrell Sprewell?" And
Correct. Awesome. Yeah.
We've really gone down a rabbit hole.
We've
here.
actually rabbit holed for ages. I love it when we rabbit hole.
Yeah.
One more thing before we go,
Okay.
because I want to segue into this. We do Jack's live draft.
Yeah.
We're going to do greatest coaches.
It's the blind draft.
realise
Yeah,
it's
why
it's
did
called-
you change it?
Why are you called?
I don't know.
It's called blind drafts
Yeah.
because we don't know what's coming next.
Guys, I've had a lot on my plate, like finding lost dogs that might have been
You
stolen.
didn't
I know
find
you were
it.
sick
I know
last
that, but I was
week.
trying to find it.
It wasn't missing
Dog
Cobber.
searching.
Well, I thought it
Well,
was.
You
everyone
shouldn't
thought it
go
was.
chasing waterfalls.
Well, sorry for having such a big heart and caring, maybe too much. A bloke who has become, I've known him for a long time, but in the last 2 years, become what I call a good mate. Terrific fella. I don't know there's anyone who's got more exact same taste as I has as Angus Sampson, right?
Yeah.
The actor. We've had him on the podcast.
We love
go,
Angus.
it's a great guy. Excuse me. Now,
Can't
my dear family here, people, are flying out today to LA before going to Vegas. Now, as they were looking to gather, try to get accommodation in LA, Angus reached out and said, I've got some spare bedrooms in my place if you want to stay. And I said, you ain't too kind. I never thought you guys would accept. You have accepted.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, he reached
I'm looking
out.
forward.
but
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, catching up.
Okay. In my opinion, let's
And it
imagine
was his
sometimes
birthday the
with
other day.
family,
Happy birthday,
like
Angus.
some people, I would say to people, got some spare rooms at my place if you want to stay. I would say most 99% of people that say that, the response back would normally be, no, it's fine, mate.
Yeah, but the difference is Gussie's a good bloke.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike you, he's actually wants us there.
Yeah.
Unlike you throwing out charity invites and not expecting people to take you
All
up
I'll
on
say
it.
is this. No laying in till 2 PM. No just gallivanting
Who would
around
be
his
that?
house and property in your, like, naked or in your nightgown.
Who you talking about?
Noted.
To you blokes about going to stay at Angus's
don't be
place.
wearing my nightgown.
Can you please just treat his house with a little bit of respect?
Oh, do you
I don't want him coming away and going, oh mate, we had the Joneses there, mate. Seriously,
Well, we won't because Trish will be there.
yeah.
So Trish will do that stuff.
Clean up.
She'll probably have to clean up after Angus. Let's be honest.
Does Angus make sure to put the washing out? She won't be able to help herself.
That is
All right.
Or
I
like
am
she'll
a doer.
whinge about cooking, maybe.
Jack, your blind draft today.
Yeah,
Can you
so-
tell us what it is?
So today we're doing a bit of a theme around all-time great coaches, all sports.
Okay.
Yeah. Our
Am I going to
blind-
know any of these?
You have to, right?
Not many, probably.
Yeah,
She'll pretend she
there's
does.
only
She's
there's only
probably
gonna
dated half of them.
be, all right.
So
then.
all time, that's opening up
How'd you like a
America and England and stuff, right?
yeah, everything worldwide, all-star,
Okay.
greatest coaches of all time.
Yes, Attila the Hun, Henry Lawson, the whole world. It takes in everything.
I hate geography. I've never been good at it. I hate it. Anyway.
It's important. You might want to.
Wouldn't have
tap
picked
into that.
Wouldn't have picked that. All right, sweet. Okay, here we go. First name, Phil Jackson.
No, I don't know who that is.
So he's the coach of Michael Jordan's and Chicago Bulls.
And the Lakers.
And the Lakers.
Yeah.
They were quite dominant in that era.
Incredible 6 titles there. Won about 3 of the Lakers.
I'll leave that one to you, boys.
Coop, I'm going to go.
I would say, in my opinion, I would say 2, right? It's one of the greatest teams ever. That
yeah,
Bulls.
but I'll put it to you, Jordan. And then when he went to the Lakers, Shaquille and
So
Kobe.
you're saying he wasn't the reason they
Oh,
won?
he's
He had great players.
He's
is that what you're trying
he's
to
got
infer?
great players, and it's a skill itself. Coaching iconic. There you
That's
go.
right.
I'll go number 3. I'm going to sit. So I'm thinking.
Do you
3.
need me to tie break?
Yeah. 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3 as well because
Yeah,
I
thanks,
think
Trish.
having that playsist.
You're just a
Playlist.
follow your
Playlist?
husband. All right, Jack. Next one.
Next name, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Oh, okay. See, now
okay.
that's one I know.
Okay, Coop. Let's think.
What, hang on. What's? Oh, there it goes, guys. For everyone knowing ahead, there's Cobber's watch.
Is that interesting, Jack? No.
No.
Righto. This is what he was. Sir Alex Ferguson was recently named as greatest soccer manager of all time. For
Yeah, but
his
like-
rec- and look how Man U have gone off the cliff since he's gone.
In my head, who else is out there that could possibly be
Number one.
The greatest soccer of all time.
No.
Or in
Sports of all
coaching.
time. Like, I don't want to put him at 1 if then we're missing an obvious one.
You know who I love? You know the NFL guy who
Bill
won quite a
Belichick?
few with
No,
the
Andy
the
Reid.
big moustache.
Yeah, the
I
moustache.
love that.
Yeah,
I
Andy
love
Reid.
him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Coops. So even if we went Belichick, I'd have Ferguson ahead of Belichick.
Okay, I'm
You
happy to
got
put it.
police like Wayne Bennett, but mate, Ferguson, that longevity over there in a world sport.
But we can't put Wayne Bennett and Sir Alex Ferguson on the same
Yes, you
wavelength,
can.
right?
Yes, of course you can.
More
Of course you
international.
can. It's coaching. It's coaching.
Okay.
And
I'll go
you know
number one.
what?
I'll go number
it's
one.
about, do you know, and your point is very valid, Matt. It's about working with the team you have, and when you have superstars like a Beckham and big names
Cantona.
like man, you did,
Yeah, okay.
then to develop players
Turn it
is
down.
a different
Turn
thing.
It, just turn it down. for a second there.
She was taking you up.
I'll go number one.
All right, guys, should we get to our
Coop,
Yeah,
do you
I'm
wanna
going to
go
go
number
one,
Go
too.
third. Go third, Jack.
Okay, third one. I have Mike Ditka.
Don't know
Oh,
him.
my ticket. I'll go 5.
Remember Kicking and Screaming, Trish, with Will Ferrell? He's the guy that comes to help him coach, the assistant coach, the neighbour.
Yeah.
Third.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going-
Coach
number,
the Chicago Bears.
number 5.
Yeah, number 5. Dicker was a great player, and then sort of it was the same type of manager, sort of gruff, and got the best out of his players. Players loved him. I'd say 5 though.
Okay.
Okay, done.
Sweet. Next one.
Don't need that. We don't
Thanks,
need the
Matt.
spiel.
Righto.
Craig Bellamy.
Oh,
I'd happily go 2 then.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Hang on, Coop.
He's
Well,
a man who really can develop players.
Okay, I'm gonna put you-
entirely new
well,
positions.
me and Trish voted
Well,
2.
Yeah.
I'm going to pose something. This is the thing about the live draft is that you
blind.
get blind draft.
Oh,
Anyway.
what is wrong with him?
Okay, who's the greatest coach of all time? Is it Wayne Bennett?
I think
or is
Craig
it
Bellamy.
Or is it Craig Bellamy?
I think Craig Bellamy.
Because you played under him, huh?
Yeah, because I know that.
Well, he
you played
knows
under
what's
Wayne.
going on there, and you played under Wayne, who also gets the best out of
Jack,
players.
what do you think? Right? Because he's saying it blind.
It's tough.
You're saying it blind. Who do you think? Would you go Wayne or Craig?
I say it's me and Cooper would be on opposite sides because we've been coached by one and not the other.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going Wayne because one as well too. The fact that he's still doing it at the age he's doing at the moment. So
He's done it longer.
Well, Craig's 60,
Yeah, but-
162.
well, he's not 74, Coop.
Yeah,
Don't-
Craig's old.
he's
Quick
a
question.
He's fair age. I mean, he looks like Beetlejuice too.
Was the Storm Craig's first NRL team to coach?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
He coached. He filled in once with Wayne with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Then the next year he got offered the West Tigers job. He nearly took it, knocked it back. Then he did an interview for the Canberra Raiders. They gave him the job with the caveat they had to interview one more person the next day.
Who
But they
was?
told him he had the job, Matt Elliott. Then they had to
Oh.
ring Craig and say, "We're really embarrassed about this, but we're giving it to Matt Elliott." Had to break the news they're going back and
Wow.
should bet.
Where are we,
Sliding
where are we
doors.
putting him, guys?
Okay, we'll go 2.
He's number 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what position do we have left, Cooper?
4.
4.
Okay, last name, Jose Mourinho.
The great egotist.
Well, he
Well,
has
he's
to be
at 4,
4.
don't-
Don't even
Yeah,
think about
no,
that.
and I'm comfortable with that. Actually, I just listened to a podcast about Jose Mourinho. It was fascinating. Do you want to hear him, Jose
No.
Mourinho?
No.
It's
Save
a
that for
really
another
interesting
day. No,
story. It
save that
involves
for another
Justin
day.
Bieber. Involves Justin
okay,
Bieber.
go on.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
sold
there
it.
you
We
go.
like,
Got
we
this
like
now.
pop
Sold
culture.
Righto.
Sorry, I'm excited.
So Jose Mourinho, one thing about him, if there's ever he's one of the biggest egos, but he's got to win every confrontation, regardless. And so when he was at Roma, his daughter, all she wanted to do was meet Justin Bieber, and they organised it because it was in Europe at the time, and they said, "Oh, would you meet me?" And Justin Bieber said, "Yeah, I'll get to this hotel before the concert. If he gets there at that time with his daughter, I'll be there." So anyway, they turn up there. Word comes through. Oh, Justin Bieber said there's been a delay, can't make it. She went, right, okay. So a week later, they're in another European city, right? And word comes through. Oh, would your daughter like to meet Justin Bieber? He can this time. He said, yep. If he meets me at this hotel at this time, we'll be there. Bieber turned up. They weren't there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's power,
Bitch
isn't it?
slap.
It's a little slap.
Ooh.
He said his daughter was devastated,
I
but he's
bet.
like, ha, 1-1. Got him back.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it wasn't intentional if he's gone and tried to rectify the
Yeah,
problem
maybe it
afterwards.
was, though. You know,
No,
these.
I don't think so. Is Jose Spanish
No, it's Portuguese.
or Portuguese?
Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
Is he good looking?
No.
Well, you know, it's very interesting you say that, Trish, because on the podcast it says that he and Guardiola, they were both at Barcelona together. He was the translator for Bobby Robson, and they both had the same philosophy. The Portuguese and French always say, if you want respect from men, you have to be handsome. So you see how Mourinho and that always groom themselves a certain
Well,
way. It's
remember-
part of the charisma
Is
thing.
it during the Socceroos, the girls' Socceroos,
Matildas.
last year or the year after before, and there was a very good-looking coach on the sideline. I don't know if it was the Matildas coach,
No, it was
but
the
that's
other.
what we're lacking in NRL.
Good looking coaches.
Some little foxes on the sideline.
What about Wayne? Huh?
Yeah.
The old Gilf hunter.
I don't think
There
so.
would be a demographic there.
Yeah. There's
What
someone
have we
for
got
everyone.
Yeah, do you remember who the team was? No? Oh. There's a very good
Yeah,
looking
no,
man.
I think he might have been. What was the Italian coach? Yeah, something like that.
So, guys, White Lotus started this week.
Get out.
We're all big fans.
I've never seen it.
Oh, have you not
Cooper.
watched?
Did you not know that?
Oh, man.
Cooper, go after this finishes. Go up and start. Watch the first series.
Have you seen
Yeah,
it, Jay?
and the second.
Yeah. I've watched it recently. The first 2 seasons, I loved it. It was really,
Whereas
really
Matt
good.
and I were onto it at the outset.
First series,
Awesome.
9.5 out of 10. Second series, 8.5. Third series, Trish, I've heard and I don't buy into the critics. They said it's a little bit same.
Okay, well, it started off with a bang,
Someone got shot.
but I,
Lovely one.
no, it got me straight away. I went,
so- yeah.
and then it kind of went backwards a bit. I was like, and then I thought, okay, it's coming towards the end of the first air. There'll be a hook. There wasn't really, and I went, oh, they missed something there.
Yeah, but sometimes shows are like that. The first couple episodes you got to get into. They
It's just
need
the
to-
introduction.
They build the storyline, the story arc for you.
Well, the characters. White Lotus has always been about the characters. So, and
Correct.
that is strong. But yeah, and so the spa manager from the very first ep,
Oh, yep.
she's in this, and I'm not going to give anything away, but there is the re-emergence of another character.
Yeah, great.
Who shocked me. I went,
Yeah.
ooh,
Don't give
that's
it-
going to be interesting.
Don't give it away, but I hope it's the concierge, the Australian guy.
Oh,
the concierge
I
is
love
the
him.
first one. But it's funny, the spa manager in the first series, I thought was one of the weaker characters.
That's right. So I don't know where that's going to go. I remember last year I pointed out I had a theory that I can't remember her name, the woman who died in
Rita Coolidge.
yeah, Rita Coolidge.
Spoiler, I haven't seen it.
Sorry.
That because remember originally she was going to
Yeah.
fund her own spa, then pulled out and let her down.
Yep.
I was hoping and thinking that maybe she's left inheritance to her after her death. And maybe and that could still be the case in this. I'm not quite sure why she's here.
In that first series, around episode 5 or 6, there's a scene where the concierge and some of the guys. I've got to say, it's one of the best scenes ever.
Best characters. Him.
Oh, mate, it's like this. RC,
Aussie.
everything.
What?
Aussie actor.
RC eater, mate. It's all I'll say is that
Hey,
you've got to watch it.
there's another
Some of the
Aussie
best
girl
seat
in there.
cleaning I've ever seen.
in this. I don't know what her name is.
It's like
but
the French
yeah.
kiss, eh?
Sorry.
Sorry?
The Australian kiss. It's like the French kiss.
Oh,
isn't
no.
it?
Is it?
But down under.
Oh.
Look, it teased you both in. Jack, I want to ask
go.
you quickly because you're probably more on my wavelength. Where does this, I'm watching Entourage at the moment. Of like modern TV shows, where does White Lotus rank?
It's a hard one actually, Coop. No, I wouldn't say there's much like it, although it does give me the fact, like the way it goes between characters and families. I'd say it's like Modern Family, but not that sort of humour, more serious. Like the way, how you go between the families and Modern Family.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like that sort of situation, but with a more dramatic story,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay, I like that.
But the setting, like for example, the first series I thought had better characters than the second, but the setting in season 2 probably made up for it
in
for
Sicily.
me. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Sicily. It's
That was
very
in
cool.
Coromina.
Yeah, it's very cool. The locations are pretty mad. So
Well,
I-
this one's in Koh Samui, and it's based at the Four Seasons.
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand.
So it's very
Lots goes
clever.
on there.
These ones that have numerous characters, like families, is a very easy way to do it because
Yes.
they reckon when you pull apart a sitcom or a show, each show has an A story, a B story, and a runner.
Yeah.
Basically, a runner's a C story. But
Correct.
if you've got families established, then there's those stories that just coexist and all of a sudden come late. A bit like a Tarantino movie exists.
Yeah. They all
Exists
coexist.
the same way. They
and
all coexist and
meet.
they all merge.
Yeah, I
and then
like that.
sometimes come out the other side.
I'm looking forward
Like
to
a-
seeing where this goes.
Right. I love the way like
Especially
directors and writers'
character.
minds work. I find it so fascinating. Like me and Jack were talking about the Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, and we were just trying to work out how he come up with the storyline, the twists, and like they must just be so off their head, or like
Yeah.
their brain just must work in a different way.
Stephen King.
But they'd collaborate with people and they'd sit there and they would rabbit hole. They'd say, "What about this concept?"
Brainstorm.
And then this happened. Then it builds from there.
Correct.
Weaves and
Creative
dodges.
minds.
Well, and the other thing, I mean, this is not talking controversial. It's true. James Cameron, to write the draft for Terminator 2, he did it on MDMA. He admits. He said he was on a diet of MDMA and he wrote it.
Crazy.
He said he needed something.
Well,
He took MDMA. Some people call it ecstasy. Other people call it Molly. Depends what we want
Is
to
that
call
what-
it, whatever it is.
Molly. I didn't realise
That's
that.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I've Googled that. It is.
Before we go, recommendations? What have
Well,
we
you
got?
know what? I've got some recommendations for anyone who's travelling to Vegas. And there are a lot of people. I know Canberra supporters, Penrith supporters
Yeah,
that are
Warriors,
travelling over.
Sharks.
Yeah.
They're the 4 teams.
While you're over there, learn craps.
Jeez.
Some of the hotels give lessons on there. It's really fun. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, I need to learn it. I don't really know that.
It's fun.
I know you don't want snake eyes. Is that right? Like you
Oh,
don't.
well,
want...
it depends when. Yeah.
It's like similar. Is it like similar in that way to like roulette, where you? I don't want to.
Or like
No, roulette's entirely
I'm just giving
different.
room for the listeners just to bash us here.
Yeah.
No.
Feel free.
I need a refresher course because I've forgotten. So I'll drag you along to the casino. Good parenting.
Yeah.
Also, if you can, go to a helicopter ride. Get some people together, a group of you, and go on a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. We did that canyon years ago. The first time I went, can't be bothered, but it's truly beautiful.
It's just a hole on the ground, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
the
pretty
Grand Canyon,
lovely.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Granted,
Yeah, I remember. We got some pictures. It's
a big hole.
It is. Yeah, it's
Okay,
giant.
and my
another
last
one?
two
Any
pieces
other
of advice:
recommendations?
take an elevator whenever you're going downstairs in Vegas because there's lots of stairs everywhere. There's stairs
Yeah, that's
because you're going up and over the streets and everywhere there's stairs. Take the elevator, and don't wear
other
long,
recommendations?
wide-legged pants.
You always go one too many, Trish. One too many.
What was the last one?
Don't wear wide, long-legged pants because that's where I fell down the stairs last week.
Yeah.
Last year, my shoe got
I'll fill
caught.
in there. I wasn't even there, and also don't go into a club and drink too much and then fall.
And
over.
don't do that. Don't do that.
But do go to Timmy Trumpet if you get the opportunity.
He's on this year.
I think Fish is on this year.
He's on the Thursday, the Friday night, Timmy Trumpet
Yeah.
from the Wollongong. And my thing is, talking to Fletcher today, the best steaks you get in Vegas, the best steak restaurant in America, Petalooga. And there's one in Vegas. So you want to have good
Is there?
food, iconic food, go to Petalooga.
Go to Petalooga. And,
Okay.
and keep an eye out. Dad's shows. Get in there early if you want to get on the.
Want to get on
Get
the...
us-
Get in the audience.
Get on the gummies.